Good evening. This video illustrates the use of the Colmar Hydrophone Calibrator. This device can be used to calibrate different hydrophones, both acoustically and electrically. In order to do so, we first need to adapt our hydrophone to the system via a mechanical interface. This is necessary in order to reduce the air and the space inside the chamber, the acoustic chamber that stimulates the head of the hydrophone. Different interfaces, mechanical interfaces, can be made to suit different hydrophones. This is an example for one of our Colmar hydrophones. Once the hydrophone is mounted inside the interface, needs to go to the deep end of the chamber. Inside the chamber there is a microphone that creates an acoustic stimuli, and this stimuli is then read by the electronics inside the calibrator. So each time you connect an hydrophone, you also need to connect a cable to the hydrophone that provides power supply and reads the balanced output from the hydrophone. Once the hydrophone is connected, power can be given. This you are seeing now is the interface of the calibrator. First off, we have a power button, like we said. This button can be used to switch off and on the device. The device is battery operated. This is needed in order to reduce the electrical interference from the mains. So when the batteries are depleted, it is possible to charge them, obviously, via this charge port that is on the device. The device also has an USB port. This port enables the user to download the data that is collected during the calibration. The data is presented in the form of a comma-separated values file, and this file is accessible as a USB storage device once the PC is connected via a USB cable, like this one, to a PC. Also, we have the display of the device. Via this display and the user buttons, we can navigate a user interface and set up and start a calibration. The buttons are up, down, OK, back. This enables the user to navigate the interface, and the start button that is used to start an actual calibration. This you see here is the main menu of the user interface of the calibrator. The main menu has got 4 sub-menus: set parameters, setup, test, and calibrator info. Let's start from the first menu. We can move and select each submenu by using the up, down, and OK buttons. So the first submenu is set parameters. Once you enter the menu, you can set up the model and the serial number of the hydrophone being calibrated. This is done purely so that the model and serial number appear in the file, in the comma-separated values file, downloaded from the USB port. So that if you do more than a single calibration, you can then know the model and the serial number of the hydrophone the data refers to. So if you go inside, you can select the model. There are the Colmar hydrophones models already present, or you can select your own by inserting a specific model, if you like. This is just a text tag to the calibration. You also can set up a serial number. For example, we can insert number 1. Let's now see how to set up the device. The setup menu enables the user to set up the date and time. Again, this is done so that the data being presented in the comma-separated values table inside the USB storage unit is set up correctly and displays correct date and time. If you need to change the date, you just press OK and you change the value, the date, the month, and the year. Also, you can set up the time to adjust the time to your time zone, or to adjust the time if the battery power has run out. The device is battery operated, so as long as battery power is present, the time is being updated even if the power is switched off. The last menu, the fourth menu, is just a Calibrator information menu. So it displays some information about the device itself. Let's now have a look at the test menu. This is the most important menu of the device, obviously. Once you access it, you will be able to select one of 3 test modes. The first one is the acoustic calibration mode. Then there is an electric calibration, and then there is a complete calibration. The last one employs both acoustic and electric, combines the both to do a complete test. Acoustic calibration uses the microphone to produce a sinusoidal signal, acoustic signal, that creates a stimulus for the hydrophone, and this stimulus is then amplified by the internal circuitry of the hydrophone, and the electrical signal is then read by the device. The electric calibration instead produces an electric stimuli just for the amplifier circuit. So just the amplifier circuit is being tested, not the piezoelectric ceramic itself. These 2 calibration operates at different frequencies. The acoustic calibration is limited to 100 Hz to 700 Hz. The electric calibration has got a wider range and can go from 3 Hz to 200 kHz. Obviously, the complete calibration combines the both. Let's now have a look at an acoustic calibration and a fixed one. In the acoustic calibration menu, you can have a fixed frequency calibration or a sweep. If you select a fixed calibration, you can choose a frequency. You can change the frequency using the buttons. Once you have selected your frequency, you can start the calibration. When the calibration is finished, the display shows the sensitivity measured. Also, you see the name of the file where the test with the data is saved. The same happens if you wish to perform a sweep. The device climbs up from 100 Hz to 700 Hz, and the data being collected enables the user to then build a curve of the sensitivity of the device. Similar to the acoustic test, an electric test can be performed as well. By accessing the electric calibration menu, the user first has to select whether he wishes to perform the test with an external signal or with the internal signal generator. The default is using the internal signal generator. The user then starts to select the start frequency of the sweep and the end frequency. The default is to start from 3 Hz and climb back to 200 kHz. When start is pressed, the system automatically performs the electrical calibration.